over 60. This is Sandra Hart. Thank you for joining me today. I was thinking about YouTube and how much fun it is to be a creator on YouTube today. And I know the millennials really have it down. They're way ahead of us mature women. And I started thinking, I wonder what it would be like if they had YouTube back in the 1960s when I was a young woman. Just exactly what would I be talking about on YouTube in 1960? So I got out my cashmere sweater, buttoned down. I have it buttoned down in the front, but remember we used to wear them backwards sometimes. I got out my pearls, and I also found my vintage great big glasses so that I could look like Audrey Hepburn in the movies. And remember, I also have my vintage scarf, and this really is a vintage scarf. And remember, in the movies when the girls were riding in the convertibles or walking down Fifth Avenue, looking in the windows, they would wear their scarves tied around their necks like this. And they looked so chic, didn't they? So I am going to pretend I'm living back in 1960, and there actually is a YouTube, and I am a creator. And I'm going to tell you what I think that I would be talking about way back in 1960 on YouTube. So join me, will you? Let's have a little bit of fun today.
In the late 60s, I was raising my children, but in the early 60s, 59, 60, I was a single woman living in New York, and I had a lot to think about in my future. What if I was a YouTube creator in 1960? What would I be talking about? Well, maybe we would be reviewing hope chests. Whether to get a white one, whether to get one that is cedar. And then I would have another topic as a YouTube creator. I would do a vlog about shopping for hope chest fillers. What do I put in my hope chest? Well, one thing is silverware or flatware, and for sure a copy of Emily Post's Etiquette. That was so necessary for all of us way back then. And we would get gifts from our family to put in our hope chest every year. And of course, my mother would always give me a copy of the Good Housekeeping Cookbook to be sure that I wouldn't starve my husband-to-be to death if I ever got one. And when I cooked, of course, I had to have a beautiful apron. My mother made me a couple of aprons, and you can buy them in the store. And glove etiquette. That was so important. Now let me think what else. A review of fall undergarments, girdles, pointy bras. Should we wear a garter belt with our nylons, or just wear a girdle so that the pencil skirts would try to smooth out our lumpy thighs? Can you imagine how uncomfortable that was way back then? And of course, the garters had to hold up our stockings. Should we wear dark stockings to make our legs look more curvy? How to keep the seams straight in our nylons? Those were really important things in the 60s. And of course, hats. I would have to do a fall fashion hat show. A fascinator, hats with veils. Remember those? We had all kinds of hats. We wouldn't dare go outside without our gloves and our hats. And the only thing that spoiled the hats was when the French twist came in, wasn't it? Our makeup, I would do a get ready with me with my Max Factor pancake makeup so that I could look like all the movie stars that I watched in the movies. They all wore Max Factor pancake makeup, and I wanted to look like all the movie stars. And for my eyes and lips, of course, it was Maybelline. I had to use Maybelline to create the looks of the day, which would be, remember the Cleopatra eye? That was really fascinating. All the black mascara, and you swept it up in the edge like Cleopatra. When Elizabeth Taylor was in the movie Cleopatra, I also was in the movies all the time. And of course there was Twiggy and her eye makeup. I can remember making white all over my eyelid and then a dark crease behind that. I could never be as thin as Twiggy, but I sure as heck could get the Twiggy eye. Now for my hair, I would do a video on how to put your hair into a French twist. I would do a get ready with me also to do the perfect flip. And I did wear both French twist and flips, and this is a picture of me in getting down off of an airplane with my hair in a long flip. Those were the days, weren't they? And of course, for my feet, I'd have to do a review of Capezio ballet flats and how they were preferable sometimes over the plain pump that we used to wear. I used to love my Capezio flats. And to switch it up a bit, I probably would have once in a while music and movies that I love. And of course, I would have to talk about Sean Connery and James Bond. And of course, the Beatles, who changed the way we think about music forever.
Well, that really was a walk down memory lane. I had so much fun making this video and remembering what it used to be like as a young woman growing up in the 60s. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please subscribe. I love having you come along with me on this adventure of mine. And if you want to be notified whenever I put up a video, just click the little bell. Thank you so much for coming. And remember, please be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, and share the love. Take care and hope to see you soon.